Again, O mighty, armed Arjuna, listen to my supreme word. From a desire to do you good, I will declare it to you, now that you are one who loves and because you are taking delight in my words. Sri Krishna is telling Arjuna that Arjuna has love for him, and the Supreme Soul has love for Arjuna. Not only that, but Sri Krishna is saying this because he has a desire to do Arjuna good. Remember that in the first verse of the 9th chapter of the Gita, God had begun a new topic and said, Idam ture gayatamam bravakshay anasuyava gnanam vijnanas sahitam yajnatva mokshasya subhat. To you who does not cavil, I shall declare this profound secret of wisdom, combined with knowledge, by knowing which you shall be released from evil. Sri Krishna told Arjuna at the beginning of the 9th chapter that Arjuna sees without faults, does not cavil, and has no feelings of envy, and this is why Sri Krishna is telling him the royal knowledge and the royal secret. Sri Krishna is telling Arjuna the same thing here. In the 9th chapter, Sri Krishna told Arjuna that he was giving Arjuna the royal knowledge and royal secret because Arjuna was an asuyava. Arjuna did not cavil. In the beginning of this chapter, Sri Krishna tells Arjuna that he is giving Arjuna his best words because Arjuna is Priyamanaya, one who loves. The meaning of this is that one can only love when they become an asuyava, one who does not cavil. Only when envy goes away from one's life can one love. While envy is there, then there is no love. When there is comparison, then there is no love. This is because the birth of envy is comparison. This is when one thinks that I have this much and he has that much. When this comparison starts, then the second step comes that our good fortunes feels light and the other person's good fortune feels heavy. When Sri Krishna addresses Arjuna in Gita, then it is interrelated. We are moving forward comparing all the chapters. When one becomes one who does not cavil, then there is a second step when one becomes Priyamanaya, one who loves. Until we cavil, then love for others cannot arise in our hearts. And while we have no love for others in our hearts, then love for us cannot arise in their hearts as well. Cavilling is therefore a poison. Until that relationship of love does not arise, then one does not reach the state of hitakamai yakshmi, desiring to do one good. This is because you can only desire to do one good if you have love for them. If you have love for them. If there is no love for someone else, then one cannot talk about the letter perfect meaning of love. One may pretend by saying that they are doing something for your good. A shop salesman can say that I'm telling you this for your own good, that you should buy the product because the price will increase. But in reality, he is doing this in order so that his profits can grow, his turnover can increase, and so that there will be more space available in his shop. The shopkeeper is telling you that he is doing this for your good, but ultimately he is doing this for his own good. But when there is love in one's heart and there is mutual love, only then can one purely talk about something which is for the good of others. That is why Priyamanaya, one who loves, is important. Secondly, in this verse, Sri Krishna uses the word Priya, meaning again. Priyayaha punaha. Srimad Adi Shankaracharya explains that Sri Krishna says Priya because after knowing the truth about God's manifestations, devotion for the Lord becomes straightforward. Shunu me madhyam paramam prakrushatam nidatishaya vastunya prakashakam vachaha vakyam. The 10th chapter is called Vibhuti Yoga, the yoga of Lord's divine manifestations. Vibhuti means the specific places where forms of the Lord reside. Visheshina Bhuti Vibhuti. The Supreme Soul is in fact in each and every atom in the world. God is atra tatra sarvatra, here, there and everywhere. But there are such places where the Lord resides in his specific forms. If one even knows one form, then love for the Supreme Soul rises and devotion becomes straightforward. Here Sri Krishna has said Priya because before this in 8th to 12th verses of the 7th chapter of the Gita, Sri Krishna has already described 17 of his divine manifestations. Between the 8th to 12th verses of the 7th chapter, Sri Krishna said things such as Vasoham absukham kunteya prabhasmi shashi shuryayo. I am the taste in the waters, O son of Kunti, Arjuna. I am the light in the moon and the sun. In these verses, Sri Krishna described his 17 manifestations that we saw in the 7th chapter. Then in the 16th to the 19th verses of the 9th chapter of the Gita, Sri Krishna showed us his 37 divine manifestations through the relationship of the meaning of actions, such as Aham Pituruham Yagnaha Svadahama Avshadam. I am the ritual action, I am the sacrifice. I am the ancestral oblation, I am the medicinal herb. Now in 3 verses between the 4th, 5th and 6th verses of this chapter, the Lord will show us his 55 divine manifestations. Not only that, but Arjuna will ask a question, and the Lord will then describe his divine manifestations. Therefore, Sri Krishna described his divine manifestations in the 7th chapter, in the 9th chapter, and in this chapter. That is why Sri Krishna uses the word bhuya, meaning again. Secondly, until now, the description of devotion that was going on is now going to be described by the Lord in specific forms. That is why Sri Krishna said bhuya. Sri Krishna addresses Arjuna as Mahabhao, mighty armed, to show Arjuna that he is an attacker. Sri Krishna tells Arjuna to listen to his Paramvacha, supreme word. Prakrushatam Niratishaya Vastu Prakashakam. This is a very important word, because when one knows about the greatness of Sri Krishna's word, then love will arise towards the divine manifestations of God. Therefore, it is Sri Krishna's Paramvacha, supreme word. It is the supreme word because it is an exalted utterance that reveals the reality that has nothing superior to it. That is why it is Paramvacha, supreme word. Therefore, Sri Krishna is telling Arjuna to listen to his Paramvacha. Sri Krishna is telling this to Arjuna with the desire to do Arjuna good. If you look at this from the right perspective and with a heart free of sins, then something that is said with the desire to do another good can only be the Paramvacha, supreme word. It may even be harsh at times, yet it is still the Paramvacha. But if the mind is dirty and there is selfishness in the heart, then no matter how many sweet words are said on the outside, and no matter how much others like your words, they cannot be the Paramvacha, supreme word. When a mother uses harsh words in order to teach her child, then it is Paramvacha. Because the mother knows that if the child studies, then the child will develop. But when the neighbour calls the child for a chocolate to make them get up and stop studying, then the child may think this is Paramvacha, but it is not. Paramvacha is that which is said with a desire to do one good. End verse.